All right, welcome back to Made by Dad. He does the making, I do the talking. Same deal as always. So today, there's a giant gorilla on a bridge. More specifically, King Kong, on Tower Bridge in London. Which, if you know your King Kong, is not where he's supposed to be. Kong is a New York story, the Empire State Building. But Dad looked at that idea and went, what if he wasn't? What if the big guy showed up somewhere else entirely? So he built London, Tower Bridge, a helicopter, little cars, a bus, boats on the water, and two giant apes towering over all of it. Let's get into it. Quick thing about King Kong. The original film came out in 1933, almost 100 years ago, and it basically invented the idea of a movie monster you actually feel sorry for. Here's what most people don't realize. The Kong in that film was tiny. The main model was about 18 inches tall, a metal skeleton covered in rabbit fur, and they moved him one frame at a time. Stop motion. A man named Willis O'Brien would nudge the little ape, take a photo, nudge him again, take another, for months. The famous ending, Kong on top of the Empire State Building, swatting at the planes, that building had only opened 2 years earlier. It was the tallest thing humans had ever built. So, the movie put the biggest creature they could imagine on top of the biggest building that existed, and then killed him on it. Basically, Dad is doing the exact same job Willis O'Brien did in 1933. A tiny model of a giant ape, posed by hand. Just frozen instead of moving. Something about this build in particular. Most of Dad's dioramas are faithful. He takes a scene and rebuilds it as close to the real thing as he can. Hogwarts is Hogwarts. A war ruin is a war ruin. This one's different, because this scene doesn't exist. Kong has never been to London. There's no film where he climbs Tower Bridge. Dad just decided he should. And I kind of love that, because it means somewhere along the line, Dad stopped being a person who copies scenes and became a person who invents them. He took a character everyone knows and put him somewhere nobody's seen him. That's not model building anymore. That's storytelling. I don't think he'd describe it that way. If you asked him, he'd probably just say he thought it would look cool. And it does. But underneath it would look cool is a real creative instinct. The same one that made somebody 90 years ago go, what if a giant ape climbed the tallest building in the world? Dad just changed the building. Something about the actual craft here. The thing that makes this build work is scale. You've got a giant gorilla, and right below him, a tiny green bus crossing the bridge. That size difference is the whole point. Your brain sees the bus, understands how big a bus is, and then looks up at Kong and goes, oh no. That only works if the small stuff is convincing. So Dad had to build a believable little London. Tower Bridge, every window, every cable. Cars, a helicopter, boats down on the water. And the water itself, look at it. That deep blue-green with rocks breaking the surface. Water is one of the hardest things to fake in miniature, and Dad's got that wet, glassy look that catches the light. There's a cave in the rock with a glow coming out of it. Purple, pink, lit from inside with something hidden. The mountain, the water, the city, the monster. 4 completely different things to build. 4 different techniques. And they all have to sit in one frame and feel like one world. That's the hard part. Not any single piece. Getting them to agree with each other. Quick thing about the bridge Dad chose. Tower Bridge is real. It's in London. It opened in 1894, and it's what's called a bascule bridge. The whole middle section splits and lifts up to let tall ships through. It still does it today, around 800 times a year. But here's the fun part. Almost everybody calls it the wrong name. This is Tower Bridge, the fancy one with the 2 towers. There's another bridge right next to it called London Bridge, which is much plainer. And people constantly mix them up. It got so bad that there's a famous legend. Back in 1968, the old London Bridge was falling apart, and the city sold it. An American businessman bought it, took it apart stone by stone, shipped it to Arizona, and rebuilt it in the desert. And the story goes, he thought he was buying this one, the pretty one, Tower Bridge. He always denied it, but the legend never died. Because everybody looks at Tower Bridge and assumes that's the famous one. So, of all the London landmarks Dad could have picked, he picked the one people can't even name right, and built a gorilla on top of it. All right, the small stuff. There's a lot going on in this one, and it rewards a close look. Start with the 2 apes. There's the big one up on the mountain, surveying everything. And then there's the second one, climbing the tower of the bridge itself. 2 Kongs, which shouldn't make sense and somehow adds to the chaos. There's a helicopter up in the air with a rope ladder dropping down toward the bridge. Somebody tiny is on that ladder, which tells a little story all by itself. A rescue or an escape mid-air. Down on the water there's a boat. On the roads there are cars and that green bus right in Kong's shadow. Off in the corners, military vehicles. Little jeeps. Which means somebody called in the army. Of course they did. And that glowing cave in the mountain, pink and purple light leaking out of the rock. No explanation. Just a mystery Dad left in there for whoever looks closely enough. None of this is in any King Kong movie. Dad made all of it up. Every one of these little details is a decision, a tiny story he chose to tell in a world he invented on a table in his workshop. All right, winding down. King Kong has been remade over and over for 90 years. 1933, the 70s, Peter Jackson's version, the recent ones where he fights Godzilla. Every generation gets their own Kong. And I think that's because he's not really about a giant ape. He's about something enormous showing up in a world that thought it had everything figured out. A city, a bridge, a normal Tuesday, and then something impossibly big climbs over the skyline. Dad built his own version of that feeling. His own city, his own Kong, his own impossible Tuesday. Real quick, if you're liking what Dad's doing, the subscribe button really does help. It's what makes us keep going. And if you drop a comment, I read them all to him. He doesn't speak English, so I actually translate every one. Doesn't matter what you write. Even just hi makes his day. Really. Made by Dad. That's the whole thing.